Have you ever found yourself haunted by someone's memory long after the conversations ended, the text stopped, and the world moved on? You're not checking her social media. You're not replaying old messages. And yet, when the world goes quiet, her face returns. Sharp, sudden, undeniable. It isn't just nostalgia. It isn't even love anymore. It's something deeper, something harder to name. The real question is not, do you miss her? It's, do you miss the man you were becoming when she was around? Because when she entered your life, she didn't create the fire inside you. She simply revealed it. She didn't hand you your ambition, your drive, your rising sense of purpose. She stood beside it, mirrored it back to you, reflected the man you were capable of being. And when she left, it wasn't just her absence that hurt. It was the sudden, brutal silence where that growth once roared. You thought you were grieving her. You thought your sleepless nights, your heavy mornings, your restless thoughts were about missing her voice, her touch, her smile. But if you dig deeper, you'll find a harder truth waiting for you. You miss the version of yourself you touched in her presence. You miss the man who was striving, daring, reaching towards something better. She was never the architect of your strength. She was only the mirror. And once the mirror shattered, you were left standing not with her loss, but with the unfinished work of your own evolution. This journey you're on now isn't about getting her back. It's about getting you back. It's about recognizing that the man you started to become, the man who believed in himself enough to dream again, was always yours to claim. Her role was never to complete you. Her purpose was to reveal you to yourself. And now, her absence isn't a punishment. It's an invitation, a chance to rise even higher without the need for anyone's gaze, anyone's validation. You are not mourning her. You are mourning the momentum you lost when you let her approval become the oxygen for your fire. And you will only find peace when you realize she was never the destination. You are. You always have been. 9 Stoic truths about why she still haunts your mind. You are not haunted by her memory because she was extraordinary. You are haunted because her presence unlocked a door inside you that you have not yet dared to walk through on your own. It is time we strip away the illusions and speak plainly, as the Stoics would. Let's uncover the real reasons why her image lingers, and why facing these truths is the key to your freedom. First, your mind clings to her because you have unfinished business with yourself. Seneca reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Your heart knows there was a man you were becoming, and when she left, you abandoned the project midway. She represents the version of yourself that you left incomplete. Second, the attachment lingers because your worth was still conditional. You tied it to her approval, her affection, her presence. Epictetus taught, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourself." The void you feel is not her absence, it's the hollowness that surfaces when external validation evaporates. Third, her memory haunts you because your soul is desperate for direction. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." You knew who you wanted to be when she was there. Without her, you lost the map. But the path was always yours to draw, not hers to dictate. Fourth, you are not missing love. You are mourning lost momentum. Progress feels intoxicating when fueled by hope. Without it, life grows stagnant. You were not addicted to her. You were addicted to the man you glimpsed in her reflection, a man who was striving, focused, alive. Fifth, your mind clings because the identity you built around her departure still owns you. As long as you wear the title of the man who lost, you stay shackled. Stoicism teaches us that identity must come from inner discipline, not outer circumstances. You must reclaim yourself. Sixth, her absence stings because you believed emotional pain was weakness. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your suffering is not proof of failure. It is a call to grow stronger than you ever thought you could. Seventh, she stays in your mind because you refuse to lead yourself forward. In the quiet of your loneliness, the temptation is to rewind, to fantasize, to escape into what was. But true Stoic leadership is internal. The strongest man leads himself even when no one is following. Eighth, you believe time alone would heal you. Time does not heal. Time only reveals. It reveals whether you will let this loss decay your spirit or discipline your mind. Healing is an act of building, not waiting. Ninth, and perhaps most powerfully, you have not yet forgiven yourself. Not for losing her, but for losing yourself when you needed yourself most. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is an act of supreme strength. As Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This was your trial, and now you are being polished into something far rarer than love, self-mastery. Each of these truths carries its own weight, its own wound, and its own invitation. She was never the final chapter. She was the catalyst. And your story, the one worth living, truly begins when you decide you do not need her gaze to continue becoming who you were always meant to be. Survivor versus rebuilder. Which path will you choose? There comes a moment in every man's life when he must decide, will I merely survive this pain, or will I rebuild from it? Will I stay chained to memories, endlessly replaying what was lost, or will I forge something stronger from the ashes? The survivor clings to the past. He exists in a cycle of remembering and regretting. His mind replays old conversations, old moments, old hopes. He scrolls through old pictures, hoping for some sign, some clue, something to rewrite the story. His energy is stagnant, trapped in yesterday. He survives, but he does not live. Every day feels like holding his breath, waiting for something to change outside of himself. But deep down, even he knows, nothing on the outside will ever fill what is broken within. The rebuilder chooses differently. He feels the pain just as deeply, but instead of letting it harden him into bitterness, he lets it sharpen him into clarity. He doesn't deny the loss, but he refuses to let it define him. Where the survivor clings, the rebuilder releases. Where the survivor seeks answers from the past, the rebuilder creates new meaning in the present. A survivor asks, "Why did this happen to me?" A rebuilder asks, "What can I build because this happened?" A survivor searches for closure from others. A rebuilder finds closure within himself, through action, through discipline, through rebirth. Stoic philosophy teaches us that external events are neither good nor bad. It is our judgment that makes them so. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The survivor waits for the world to make sense again. The rebuilder creates a new world from the ruins. You see, pain is inevitable. What you do with it is a choice. One path leaves you weaker, more bitter, more dependent. The other path leads to mastery, over your mind, your spirit, and ultimately, your future. One path keeps you living in reaction. The other makes you a creator. Choosing to rebuild is not easy. It demands you look at the hardest truths about yourself. It requires you to confront the gaps, the weaknesses, the illusions you once hid behind. But it also invites you to finally step into the strength that was always there, waiting for you to claim it. You are not here just to endure. You are here to become. To shape a life so meaningful, so aligned with your highest self, that the past no longer has a hold on you. That even the memory of her becomes not a chain, but a stepping stone. The question is not, will the pain stop? It is, what will I become because of it? The survivor hopes. The rebuilder acts. The survivor clings to what was. The rebuilder creates what will be. Today, you stand at that crossroads. Which man will you choose to become? You see now, don't you? It was never about getting her back. It was never about proving anything to her or to anyone else. From the very beginning, the real mission was to reclaim the man you were becoming before you let doubt, fear, and loss blur your path. You were never mourning her. You were mourning the rhythm, the hunger, the sense of possibility you carried when you were striving for your best self. She may have sparked it, but she was never the source. That fire was always yours. You just forgot. You forgot how powerful you can be when you are building for yourself, not chasing after someone else's approval. The pain you feel is not a punishment. It is an invitation. An invitation to rise again, sharper, calmer, and more unstoppable than ever. An invitation to forge a life so full of purpose, so rooted in discipline that you no longer wonder if you are enough. You simply are. You simply live it. Stoicism reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your mission, now and always, is to become the man you promised yourself you would become. Not for applause, not for validation, but because your soul demands it, because your future deserves it. So if these words stirred something in you, if you feel the pull to rebuild yourself stronger, step deeper into this journey with us. Subscribe to Ultimate Stoicism and surround yourself with a brotherhood of men who refuse to decay in silence. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us, are you ready to reclaim your strength? Are you ready to become the man you were always meant to be? Because this is not where your story ends. This is where it begins. Welcome back to yourself. Now let's rise.